this is where we're at. Yeah. Well, it's not perfect, but yeah, happy enough. Would have been nice to have had a bit more. So, the plan of attack for today. Can't believe I'm going to say it. More sanding. So we'll see what happens. But yeah, today, wet sanding. Enjoy. Because you have to become no one to get through that hole. As you noticed, I did a little bit more sanding before moving over there. Couldn't resist it. I remembered I hadn't wet and dried with my little bitty block, and this really does help you to get surfaces more consistent, you know. It's not loads of bits and pieces. Now you would have seen that I've gone over the different areas with the big one and the sponge sander, and I was just knocking it to feel what it was like, really, because I didn't want to just go straight in there with the wet and dry, but I was happy enough with it, so I just done the wet and dry as you saw, and this is what it's done. I mean, yeah, it's actually quite nice. Yeah. And the beautiful thing about it, I mean, I know it looks a bit funny in ways because of the spray pattern and pieces that are missing and that, but it really, to me, looks like an old Survivor car paint job, you know. I know it isn't, there's nothing near it, but it has elements of that to me. And you can see as I'm walking along, you know, the colour's changing. There is more colour in it than, I don't know whether you can see. And there's the black showing through, which is actually really nice. It gives it a look for me that's not okay. There's something about this that I like. It's perfectly imperfect, and I know that's a strange way of looking at it, but it is perfectly imperfect in my eyes because it does all of the things that I need it to do. It's old, it hasn't got all the modern bits and pieces that new cars have, but it gets down the road. It's now looking a lot better. I will give this a polish, I think, because when you wet it, the colour just kind of pops right up. Yeah, it's difficult to see. Hang on. So if I wet here, for instance, you know, that kind of mottled effect I find quite pleasing. I wasn't trying to do an age distressed look. I was just trying to get the surface nice and smooth. But because so much work's been done, not as much as I'd like to, but you know, enough to make it a smooth surface to start with, what it does is it gives, you know, less opportunity for when you're sanding things back for you to go back to bare metal and or filler. But as I said before, you know, I don't mind if the metal shows. Look, there's a bit of metal showing there. Lovely. Yeah, looks right. It looks like it's been nicked some time in its life. Right? So yeah, I think it is now time to do the other side. I can't keep loving on this side without getting the other side close. You know, I'm walking you through what I'm doing just so you can see how the shape's coming now. It's really nice. So, you know, it's time for another marathon sanding mission. But I think it was worth it. Yeah, she's looking nice. She's looking very nice. I like it. You know, there's a certain subtleness and I don't know. But the thing about the colour, you know, for me is it was just an essence of colour that I was trying to achieve, because I knew I didn't have enough to do all down here. You can see it's a lot blacker, but the way that it kind of blends, it gives you the impression of colour. That's what it is. It's an impression that I'm trying to make. So naturally, because your eyes see all of this, it makes you see it down here, like that. But you just seen, it's actually not that thick at all. And in some places it's almost black. You know? But from here, looking closer, she just looks like, you know, very tucked in. It's actually worked out similar to what I was saying I was going to achieve, or hope to achieve, as an excuse for the lack of the paint, but didn't bother with, you know, just try to paint it. But yeah, I mean, even at the front, you know, it's a little bit more, it's difficult for you to see, but it's got a bit more black in it, same like the other side, but there's colour, you know, there's colour. When you step back from it in certain ways, you just see the colour. So that's that side. That's that side. I've wiped off the bonnet. I'm not going to bother messing around with the bonnet because it does need work still at the front here. I've just got to straighten things up and decide how I'm doing it. I'm going to give that a, you guessed it, a sand, and get it similar to each side so it kind of pulls it together again. Like I said, that was the whole point of this, you know, I'm trying to create it as one. And I know that's weird because of the bonnet, but the bonnet will work. I've actually grown to like the fact that the bonnet's black, so yeah. You must have known that I couldn't move that like that. So I've got the tape and I've got the black spray. So I'm just gonna try to tape the line correctly this time, although it was correct, but I overtaped it. And just dust in that little piece to see if it's better. So that's the thing, if I mask up the door and this turns black, this doesn't, it'll be really noticeable. So in some respects it's better to leave it, and even up there. So I'm going to pull it like this and just dust over it, and then that way it'll just blend it more, hopefully. This tin is quite old, so you know, obviously we don't know how good the tip is. I suppose we can find out. We'll just give it a little squirt. Yeah, good. I'm going to move the torch. There's a little divot there, so this is the thing, you see different things as you go along, but I'm quite pleased with things like this because it just gives it that vibe of originality. And I'm going to try and dust downwards so that it doesn't make a sharp edge off the tape and create build up. Yeah, I could possibly dust so that that bit of exposed metal there gets a little bit as well. Maybe I might do that, see how I feel as I'm doing it, but yeah, that's what I want to deal with right now. So remember, when this dries, I can sand it and just take the edge off and make it blend in. So at the moment we haven't lost that, we just put lots of colour on the rest of it. What I'm trying to do is build up an even layer. I'm not sure if it comes up on the camera, but now obviously if you go too far, you then end up with runs and painting places that you don't want it. But I think I'm happy with that. It covers all of the areas, like I said, where there was some issues here. Not that it was an issue, because I actually quite liked it, but as I said, I am mindful that if I start sanding here, then the likelihood is that that's going to become more. So by the time I finished here now with this black, that might go back similar to what it was previously, rather than a worse sort of version of itself. So that's where we are. I'm going to turn the torch off, and with that I'm going to say goodnight, because that has to dry. The rest of it I'll give you a quick zoom around. I've given it a light wipe up. Actually, I'm going to scrape the windows and tidy up a little bit before I go back up, but I won't put you through it. Yeah, enjoy. I wonder, did we get it right? Oh lordy. Well, that's not too bad. It's definitely more in line. So yeah, good thing, as I said before, when you're doing things like this, edges, if you can get the tape off before it's gone off, it will definitely give you the potential of a nicer edge that hasn't been ripped. I mean, you can see it's not pinned straight, but that's quite close. I mean, I can't really get the camera much closer on the phone, but yeah, that will do her. Once they're sanded back, it'll just look like it was always there. Lovely. Yeah, I thought I'd try and mask that up, but I'm just tired. And Thomas wants to go in, so it's had a clean. That's good enough for now. So I'll get back on it again tomorrow, mask it up, splash that in. I was just hoping to get it splashed in tonight, and then that way it'd be nice and dry for tomorrow. What are you doing? What are you doing? You trying to attack me or something? What is it? Meter clock? It must be meter clock. Good evening. Come in, baby. Oh, it's rub belly o'clock. Oh, is it time for a belly rub? Let me just put that down there. Oh, let me see. Oh, it's so lovely. Oh, yeah. So, that's the end of another day. The sun's going down, which is Nice. Thomas's scab's nearly disappeared. You can just about see in there. Oh, the torch is on. Yeah, for my lackluster effort. Come on, Thomas, let's have a cup of tea. Yeah, that's what we need, a cup of tea. Look, monkey. Is that what you wanted? Meaty goodness.